Let's go. Well, it's it's been a terrible day. It's been hard and heartbreaking and something that you don't wish on anybody to go through. And we've got some emotional, upset, disappointed men in our organization today. And we feel for them. But that's the competition of training camp. It's not a final blow. I think that's the hardest thing to get through to the guys today, that everybody thinks the team was picked today. Well, the team was picked for game one. And after game one, things change in game two, and that's the way it goes. But I can say from my experience, it's the worst day I've seen for disappointment, emotion, extremely hard day for everybody in the room.
Under those circumstances, it becomes harder for the message to be heard. If you think, for example, in the case of Marinson, that he understands what.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. It's when you try to deliver the message, but we also understand that we're going to have to swing back to these guys again, and talk to them again, and make sure that they're all right. They understand what's going on. But in the end, that's competition. It's when you get so close on a number of these issues, it came down to one of the decisions was based off a position. So that's how close it gets. And but you're right. I'm not sure a lot of our words were heard in those meetings. I don't expect them to be. I'm sensitive to it. It seems like yesterday I was sitting in that chair, and it's not a fun day. So we'll swing back around and build these guys back up, because we're going to need every one of them. Well, I think his size. He's not going to get pushed around on the ice, that's for sure. And the other thing was his ability to make NHL plays. He seemed calm to do it. I think he showed us all flashes of what he's capable of. And the challenge for a player coming out of junior is going to be to do it every night. That should be part of the process for him. That should be his goal, that I'm going to have a positive impact on the game every night. Is he going to have hiccups along the way? Absolutely. He's a teenager. So, but we're ready to help him along the way, and in the end, he was better than our other options right now. No, listen, there was a battle. We had two guys that we knew were going to play, and then we had a whole bunch of guys that we weren't sure where they were going to fall, and he won the spot. And again, it goes with the competition of it.
You know, it's about Darnell, but there were some guys here you have to deliver good news to. How did you phrase it to him in terms of that 9-game thing?
Well, he understands that the evaluation of him continues, but and I thought about this before when we were going to talk to him. I was thinking, well, should we bring up the whole 9-game thing? Well, number one, he already knows. He understands that his evaluation for him will continue, but it does for everyone. Like is it a little for our guys that aren't the established NHL players? The evaluation continues, and it goes back to the message we were trying to give the guys that we had to give the bad news to today. Was this is the lineup for game one, and we still have guys that are fighting for spots here. Now it's to stay here. They've earned the right to stay another day, but their evaluation will continue. But Darnell knows that. He's a bright kid. He's a passionate kid. He wants to stay here dearly. I know that, and but we will continue to evaluate his progress.
Dallas, how do you feel about the center position? Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Arcobello, Boyd Gordon, going with that group before and start the regular season with that group. Are you confident in that group, or?
Well, yeah, it's the group that that won the spots. It's not you know, we only have so many centers in our organization, and those were the guys that with Nuge and Gordon and Draisaitl, Arcobello and Will Acton, that they were the guys that we deemed that had won the spots. So in the end, it's I feel good about it. I think they all Nuge had an exceptional camp. Boyd is stepping out of his comfort zone, making a few more plays. He's been great on our penalty kill. Arcobello came on as camp went along. He can fill a couple of different roles. He can help us a little on the penalty kill, but he can make plays, fill in on the power play where we have lots of options. We have no less than 8 or 9 forwards that fancy themselves as power play guys. And Leon obviously can make the plays and got size, and Will Acton can kill penalties, play the wing, and so we feel good about it right now. I think everybody feels good about everything right now, and we'll see how it goes into the season. If we have to make changes, we'll make the changes.
With Leon, with young players, maybe there's a sense that you have to protect their matchups and sort of keep an eye out for those sorts of things. Or how much do you think you'll have to do with him? Ease him in and be careful with matchups, or because he's a bigger player, you don't have to worry so much. Where are you at with protecting him, even though?
Well, I think I think we'll have a game plan going in with him to a game, depending on the what team we're playing, what their personnel looks like, who he'd be matched up against, and if it's something that a big red flag we think's going up, then you know it's my job to try to protect him from that. If it's a night where we think he can handle it, so be it. But let's not forget, it's never about one player on the ice. It's I don't know, it's almost like the Corsi debate a little bit. It's, do we need to protect Leon? Well, he's got 4 of his teammates out there with him. They should be looking to protect him as well, and it depends who he's playing against too. So this isn't just about one player. It's a whole line goes out there, and right now he'll have a couple of guys on his wings that have played in the league, and you know, he should have a fairly good pair of defensemen behind him as well.
Also, some of these races, could you kind of articulate, I mean, in other words, last 30 minutes last night in Vancouver, did it come down to, was it that close where, I know Vancouver's just one of the games, but were there some decisions that swung the other way as a result of last night's game, for instance?
Yeah, I mean, I think it ends up going into a hole. And there were guys that came on in camp late that weren't that maybe were behind the 8 ball early, but their competition was good early and good late. So that's where it came down to, like with the decisions, and where maybe the guys were equals at the very end of the training camp off of their last game, but the other guy had outplayed him for 5 straight games, where, you know, the guy that got the bad news, you know, had only just gotten up to speed. So it's all part of the process. It doesn't come down to one shift or one game. That's why we have training camp.
So kids like Peninsula lose out because they don't play center. You decide you're keeping the next center, they don't play center.
Well, yeah, we deemed right now that we need somebody that's versatile, and Will Acton, he can play center, he can play the wing. He's arguably our best penalty killer, but right now he would be on the outside of our lineup, barring any injury. Where the the other two are their wingers. And if we needed to make a quick change in the middle, then we were in trouble. So that was our thought process. Is it the right one? We don't know yet. But like I said to the players today, that's for game one, and we'll see where it goes.
How do you intend to use Darnell in the first 2 games?
Well, it'll depend on the Keaton. It is the honest and only answer. So until I know about Nicky, where he's at for game one, then they're.
Let's take the assumption that he's out for 3 or 4 games. How would you play Darnell in the 7 guys you take in?
In the mix of what?
Keaton's out for 3 or 4 games.
Are you saying dressing 7D? Is that what your question is?
No,
Oh.
If you're playing him on your 3-4 group or your 5-6 group, would you get 8
Oh.
minutes or 12, 14 minutes?
Well, it depends on his play. It always comes down to that. I'd like to play all 3 of our pairs the exact same because they can handle all situations. But for Darnell, it'll be who are we playing against? What's the matchup tonight? What do we think he can handle? If he gets in there and he's handling it well, then his minutes go up. If it's a night where it's a struggle, then the minutes will go down. But right now, it's our D's interesting because I think we have a solid group. We don't have one guy out there that is unbelievable defensively and can provide offense. That's going to play 30 minutes. So we have a group that's really got to work together, and they've got to share the minutes. So I have no reservations about Darnell right now, or Oscar, or Huntsy, or any of our guys. But if you would have asked me the same question about Ferentz, it's the same answer. His minutes are going to be deployed depending on how he's going.
Do you have a specific partner kind of labeled one to start with? Or?
No, not yet. And it's one of those things. I hate getting way ahead of it, and we'll revisit this on Tuesday when we give Nikitin a couple more days. But I just find it such a waste of time to start throwing all these pairs together, and then I've got this ready, and then suddenly Nikitin goes, "Hey, you know what? I'm good to go." It's just I'm not going to go there yet.
Dallas, sorry, Jim. Advanced stats metrics, you guys are a real 4-punt possession team last year. Mark Marincin was your best coursing D-man last year. He was the most settled of the games he played. The best numbers by far are in the defenseman. How much did you, when you're making a decision on a guy like Marincin, and you know he's got better track record to make than anyone, how much does that get factored in as opposed to training camp that the guys had?
Yeah, we thought about last year. I don't want to get into a whole analytical debate here, but an individual player's Corsi number, there is no such thing. An individual does not have a Corsi. His Corsi is a whole bunch of players that are with him, right? So, but I thought Marty played very well last year. I thought he came in a difficult circumstance and matched up well with Petrie. We thought about that, but the makeup of our D, the how we want it right now, is we're looking in that spot of more battle, more heaviness, and Marty was one of the guys who came out of the gate slowly, and he just gotten kind of up to speed in the last 2 games where it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. There were 2 or 3 that had outplayed him right through camp, and that's the fine line, and that's one of the decisions today. Where are we right? Are we wrong? We don't know. That'll be the great debate. And like we said to Marty once again, this is for day one. It's day one. This could change.
Dallas, are you content with the amount of sandpaper, for lack of a better word, that you'll be able to deploy night in, night out? Like, just the guys that maybe play with a little bit of an edge, physical, can fight if they have to, like, come
Can what? Fight?
if they have to?
The fighting's the least of our worries. Playing hockey, making plays. So far through camp with all of our lineups, I think we've been fine with our intensity levels. The one thing that I think we've done a great job on, way better than last year, is when we don't have the puck, we have somebody closing on it and closing on it fast and hard. And if they make a play, we've got another guy coming, closing fast and hard. So that intensity level there is what we're looking at. You know, hopefully it's on most nights we have the puck and we don't have to worry about that.
Are you concerned with the amount of responsibility that's on Drysdale's shoulders? Like second line center is a pretty important position. There doesn't seem to be a lot of backup there for him. He has to be good.
Is he the second line center?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good news. I'm not. It goes back to, if it's not on his shoulders, whose shoulders would it be on? And he won the spot. He earned the spot. And if somebody else had beat him out, we'd be standing here going, well, geez, you know, can this guy handle that role, or can this guy handle this role? Leon was the, out of all of our centers, one of the top four. And I think he's up to the challenge.
Thanks, Alex.
Good.